Bjorn goes, yeah, on the way down, carry a cask for me.
I'm afraid that you must speak outside, somewhere more private than here. And up here.
Yeah, you go downstairs to the general area. There's no one in the ship. Everyone's outside, either keeping an eye out. Like, a vessel of this sort doesn't require many hands to steer or get it to
Is
where
the bar
it
empty?
needs to be. But no, not empty. There's an individual tending it. Both of them, the bottom and the lower level.
Is it fucking, what's her name? Is it Bruce?
Wraith is in the lower one, the fancier looking one. No. Wraith is in the top, actually. She's in the regular, in the more common area. The Drider is the one that's in the lower level, the fancier one.
That's the one that cut the yarn off. He's gonna look at, as they're walking by, he's gonna kind of go, hold on. He's gonna walk over to Wraith, and he's gonna go, Wraith,
Yes.
I've had water. I've drank my water. The cask of water that I am carrying currently. Can I please have a cask of your wine?
She grabs one from under the bar. They tap it real quick at the top to tease you. Where's everyone else in this? Like, Arthur, are you following along, like going downstairs to get in a more comfortable place?
More private area?
Yeah.
Yes.
Seeing the potion in your hands, she says, where'd you get that?
Tree
around here?
Yes.
All right. Let me get one, and I'll give you this cask, Bjorn.
Bjorn's gonna look at her and go, I don't think that's how that works, considering he paid you in platinum.
Oh, that has its limitations. For sure, you understand.
But I do not know the potions of fast.
Oh.
I just heard the one of your new fellas upstairs casting an incantation and telling you what they explicitly do. You can assume that actually happened.
Okay.
So you actually wouldn't.
And you said that they were different. Hold on.
Yes, they are all different. Everyone's
Each
carrying
potion
7 of them.
on the flower that was picked. Each potion has its own unique ability and or regenerative.
Are you saying this?
No, I was reading my note.
Oh, okay.
I was reading what you said because
Yeah.
I took a note to remind myself.
Sure. No, I get it. I was just making sure if Bjorn said that the lady would respond in kind. That's all.
Bjorn doesn't know anything about it. He wasn't up there when whoever identified the fucking potions.
It took like seconds for them to identify it. You at least would have heard in earshot. Even if she did, for sure you did. This is not a big place.
I think he would look at her and go, yeah, whatever flower they picked, they got different things.
It came from a flower. Did you get some? Did you get a flower?
He looks at his hands and goes, no.
Go get me a flower, and I'll give you this. She taps at it again.
And what happens if I get you 7 flowers?
I don't want 7. I like 1.
But if I get you 7, does that mean I have 7 casts?
you would know from the work and trade. Um, it's very hard to up the ante when their ask is specific. By her face alone, you realize that she's very unreceptive to that. She does say,
Arthur,
"I have no problem handing you wine. I just..." And as they smile at you, they sort of uh, yeah, you can tell by the jewelry that they're wearing. It's sort of like the earrings that are studs all around their ears in a row, from the top to the bottom, like good 6 or 7. Hard to tell because one of them looks to be connected to another. They have very fine elven jewelry all around on their across their chest, hidden under their what is it, shirt, whatever, and their tunic, pardon, and as they sort of gracefully use their hands and mannerisms in such a manner that even Edda and her sister and her family has used. You can tell that she's probably associated with the royal family. So over asking is like, how would I say?
unwise.
No, not unwise. More like uncouth, or probably not seen favorably upon. You know,
Like disrespectful.
not even disrespectful. Just
Not
something
disrespectful.
they see they cannot do. They already have too much. So over asking for anyone close to a royal or some sort of noble in the underworld or in elven standards is usually like, dude, what are you doing? But the big thing
Kind of like an
in
undue.
the elven society is trade. So usually she's been giving you a bunch of stuff without you handing anything back. She's just looking to get back. And that's just the elven.
How hard would it be for Bjorn to get one of those flowers and get back on the ship?
Oh, you probably just have to turn the ship around like 5 minutes.
Arthur just puts a potion on the counter. How many of these would you think suffice?
Oh, I'm not trading with you, sweetie. I want
Bjorn
his
looks at her and
flower
goes, "Oh,"
or potion.
and puts
I don't think he
puts
has one.
cask that he filled up with water from the downstairs bar on the
Mhm.
counter and goes, "Give me a couple minutes," and runs back upstairs to Edda and goes, "Edda, we need to turn around." Back to the tree.
Sure. For what? We'll be wasting more time, but sure. What is it?
I need to get a stupid flower from the tree.
Was that what the those?
With the potion.
Yeah. Really? You mind if I go with you then?
I don't care.
Okay.
No, I'll grab and summon us.
Yeah. She whistles. Does like a pair of hand signals, and the ship is already turning. You can see that a
And
bunch
Bjorn
of
climbs
people
out the hill.
are
Killed.
quickly managing little bits in here. There is someone that is steering. There is a wheel here, but yeah, there's people doing stuff around. They seem to be shifting about. There's more people currently on the. Hey, where's my post-it note? Hold on. I know what I'm talking about. No, I don't. In this, yes, haha, found it. There's more people that go to the port side of the ship, in which you see multiple people just sort of lingering around with their firearms. These are literal people that you guys have hired. Like you can tell most of them have firearms or some kind of catalyst for magic. There seems to be a recognition of, oh yeah, this is the more endangered part of the ship, so keep an eye out on stuff. They seem to be spotting. It's a very simple ship. There's not much in the way of a spot itself. But if you get on any the front or the back of the ship, if you go to the stern or the what is it, bow of the ship, then yes, you would have a more raised position. But honestly, other than the what seems to be whoever spotting from the front, which was Etta moments ago, and the person who was either backing up the wheel man or the essentially the
The
navigator and the
helm?
wheel man. So they just act real quick. Everybody moves in unison, and they get to the tree.
Is Sally present? Our little rogue that we hired?
Sally
Little
would
blonde
not be
rogue?
here. She's prepping other stuff from what you can tell. These are the people that you
Or is
guys
she
were iffy
prepping
about.
the...
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys are checking the. Go ahead, Jeff. I could barely hear you, by the way.
Oh, I was gonna send Sally to the tree to pick flowers for him and Etta.
Etta is already going downstairs. She's taking the bit of a. They drop these like rope ladders. Easy to climb down, up and down.
Oh,
Not
but
terribly
he's doing
easy,
that.
but
He's gonna go.
you're gonna go.
Fucking claim these flowers.
All right, you walk all the way up to the tree. This is like a vine, like a just a massive, overgrown vine that seems to be as thick as a tree. Really, it's a flower. That beautiful thing at the end, like a white. There's some pinks and yellows, almost like freckled. But it does seem opulent in the most color the closer you do get. So I'm assuming you're climbing the tree.
Yeah, he's gonna climb the tree.
Yeah. So you climb the tree. You see that there's a bunch of empty spots there, but you do see that you would see a couple of flowers that are, I believe, the ones asking to be picked themselves, like pick me, pick me. But there are other ones that are acting.
He's gonna look for
a
like
little
the
different.
meanest looking flowers.
The meanest one?
Yeah, he's gonna look for the meanest bunch.
Yeah, like there is like a bit of a growling and angry face situation going on with one of the flowers. It is not directed towards anyone. It just seems to be doing it to like the air. It's like it's like barking at times. But yeah, you want to go for that, so you would have spotted those easier.
Yeah, he's gonna grab those and pull those.
You're gonna pull all 7 of them? Yeah, sure. You grab them as they kind of just turn into a bouquet of flowers in your hands right quick. When you pull them, you see that there's a bunch more other flowers. There's other ones that seem to be twins. There's like a pair of them between them, like kind of like a 4-leaf clover. If you just imagine a 2-leaf clover kind of deal, and it's just comically drawn eyes on them, but the smile they sort of share. It's weird, but there's 7 of those. You wanna pick one more?
Is Etta climb the tree yet, or is she at the bottom?
Yeah, Etta is on the other side. She's picking another set.
And the lady said we can only pick 7. Right?
That's what you remember, yeah?
Or it's like consequences or some shit.
Probably.
He's gonna kind of look at the 7 that he has and kind of look around and then look down at the lady and kind of yell at her like, what happens if I pick 7 more?
Oh, yeah, they're not there.
Oh.
Yeah. You showed up, the field was empty, there was no one there.
He's gonna be like, oh, I've got these 7 fucking things, and just climb down the tree and go back to the ship.
Okay. Yeah. So you climb down, get back on the ship. Etta joins you. She has a flower in her hand. But yeah. She starts climbing with you.
They change into potion.
Yeah, for you they change into potions, yeah. By the time Etta is up there, she's still holding a flower. She's looking at you and she's like, I don't get it. What happened?
I don't know.
Did I do something wrong?
And I have no idea. This is
How many did you
magic
get?
is 7. You want one?
Wait, was I supposed to get like 7 of these?
I don't know. Hey, Ronnie.
Oh
We
yeah.
go we go all the way back downstairs where everyone's relaxing, probably having been given drinks by Wraith, who's giving you a coy smile. She hands you the cask and gives it to you, and Etta is just holding the one flower in front of you, Ronnie. And Bjorn, what do you ask?
He's gonna look at Ronnie and go, "Hey, why didn't hers become a fucking potion?"
Ronnie kind of like gives Bjorn a funny look and kind of lets a smirk creep up the side of his face. Big guy, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me. And he kind of gestures to his attire. I'm not exactly the bookish, wizardy type. I'm more of the charismatic and dashing type, if you catch my drift. Might want to find somebody who's a little bit more
You're a flamboyant.
professional. I mean, that might be one way to describe me, maybe. Might be wrong,
he
but
turns, he turns, just kind of gives him a thumbs up, like, "Gotcha." And walks over to Arthur and goes, "Arthur,
Yes.
why didn't her flower become a fucking potion?"
I have no idea.
He just bounces his head off the bar and just, "Oh, I don't understand magic. This is stupid."
I don't know.
Hands
It has
Wraith
some weird rules. Even I can
one
understand it
bottle
all.
and goes, "Here, Wraith, give me my cask."
You give Wraith one of those potions.
Nope.
All right, yeah. She takes it. She opens the bottle. She sniffs it. She closes it and she says, "Well, thank you very much." Puts it away. She is looking at Etta with the single flower. What happened to your flower? She says, "I have no idea."
Bjorn's gonna look at Arthur and go, "Who identified the fucking potions? Who here does magic?"
Uma Odin's son is the one who did it.
Uma Odinson, I think his name is. I know his name's has Odin in it.
Where's he?
Upstairs. He says while pointing up.
Bjorn's just gonna kind of take his hand and rub it down his face in like that "fuck my life" like gesture. He's gonna exhale, look at Arthur, and go, "I hate you," and walk right back upstairs.
So you guys go
Oh,
upstairs to Uma Odin's son now, who ironically is the one next to you. Bjorn. In the map.
Cool.
And
He's gonna look at him and go, "Hey."
as you walk up to this heavily cloaked individual, you do see that they're covering 90% of their face. Their eyes are pretty much the only thing revealed as you walk up to them. They are gloved, wearing very dark gray attire, but they are holding this wand of a sort, very crooked looking thing like the one in Harry Potter and the end of the movies, but it's probably very old. While everything they're wearing seems to be delicately made.
Delicately old.
No, what I mean to say, and probably what I meant there, I guess, would be of high quality.
Okay, more like
Of
ornate.
high quality, yet hiding the fact that it is high quality.
Yeah. Bjorn's gonna walk up and look at him and go,
Overly.
"You.
Yes.
Wizard man.
Um.
Why didn't her flower become a potion?
Okay. I am a lady. Uma says. But sure. What do you want to know? What?
Bjorn looks at her and kind of like takes his fingers with a gap where he can only see her eyes and kind of spreads it apart and goes, I can't tell. Can't see your fucking body.
Do you try to touch her? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Son of a bitch.
Buffer fish. Great.
Yeah, you fail.
Okay.
Your hands stop as you're stuck in a hold person. And then she backs away and then lets go of the hold person. And then she says, "Yeah, what is your business? What do you need? I know I'm here for a
Because
training
I'm free of the
session,
commotion.
but I'm here to help. Whatever."
He's just going to point at the flower that Edda has and go, why isn't it a bottle?
Uh, I don't know if you're referring to like the bottles your friends have. Where are your bottles, Bjorn?
He's got them in his other hand.
Okay,
He's
so
just kind
he
of
would
holding them
say,
like,
or the ones that you have here. I'm not sure what the relation is with that specific flower, but each of those, and they again use the wand to point at the they kind of clink at one of the potions that you have. They actually use their magic because you guys are technically gonna pay them at least for this job. So they'll use their level 1. Um, and then she says, "This is like I told your friends, a 1 of 7, underwater breathing potion. This one is very special. It doesn't only allow you underwater, but any creature that attacks you uh, whenever you get a chance to shift away has has less of a chance to actually hit you, is what she says, sort of. As I'll just tell you what it does. While you're under the effects of this underwater breathing potion, your first attack on the top of each round, the first attack made on you on the top of each round is at disadvantage, assuming it's melee.
okay.
Yeah, she says it's
And
a coveted type, probably worth a lot in the black market. I could help you in the sale of that, but other than that, um, don't try to touch me again.
so, the same tree that I got these stupid from, why isn't hers a bottle?
Well, she has 1. I'm assuming you did something with 7. Each one of those said 1 of 7. I don't know why the magic told me that. It's a very specific phrasing. Did you want me to give you exactly what it said? I gave you a paraphrased version of it. I could be much more pedantic.
He looks at Edda and goes, I don't understand magic or how this works. And I don't know why you have a flower, but if you would like to ask why you have just a flower and not a fucking potion, that is up to you.
Etta is looking bored by this thing. She's like crossing her arms and holding this thing at the same time. So her wrist is a little limp and she's holding up this flower like this is wasting my time. That flower is pretty thick, by the way. It's like almost the size of the bouquet that you actually came down with, but little smaller, but you can assume why she felt like only 1 flower was sufficient. She thought she was gonna get like a big potion or something. Anyways, the Uma, she sort of is looking around, sussing out the situation, and she says outright, as I had her roll, she says, actually, she asks, "What did you do to get all of that?" Uma says.
Is she asking Bjorn?
Yeah, she's asking Bjorn. Sorry.
I climbed a tree and pulled them.
Pulled 7?
Yeah.
then I believe that's the answer to our problem here. Draw 7 of the flowers from the basin of the what is it? A tree? Where'd you get flowers from a tree? There's almost no flowers with trees here. They've been Wait, there's a flower with trees here? There's a tree that's a flower?
Yes, so.
There's a
I know.
there's a tree flower? She kind of goes over, she runs over. She's like, "Oh my gosh. That thing is gorgeous."
He looks at Etta and goes, "You hear that? You got to pull 6 more."
Etta is annoyed, but she eventually goes down. Uma joins her. She seems to just be like running around the flower, looking at it. She's casting a spell. But yeah, eventually Etta comes back with the flowers that turn into potions. She has a hard time getting up the thing as well a little bit, but not enough because again they're like small little potions that you guys could pretty much hold on to. But if one of them falls, it'll be a problem, I guess, because it breaks. Either way, everyone now has flowers. Bjorn now has the plot flowers, the only ones that were necessary for you guys to survive the entire encounter next game. But great, good job for you guys. What do you guys want to do after this?
Once all that's
Bjorn is
going on,
going-
Arthur goes to Ronny.
Where do you go?
Arthur goes and sits right next door. Is he like going on? And he just gonna sit across from Ronnie and it says, "Well, I definitely not gonna be able to explain it to him at this point."
I'm sorry, Arthur. What's on your mind? As Ronnie kind of like is sitting at one of the tables, and he's kind of got like a half a cigarette kind of sticking out of his mouth, and his head was kind of, or he was kind of gazing up at the ceiling, not really paying anything any mind.
Is that cigarette lit?
It's kind of just sitting in his mouth. It was probably the one that was lit halfway before, but he hasn't lit it. It's just sitting there. Like he wants to light it, but he hasn't done it because he literally doesn't want it to blow in his face again. So it's more of a habit.
I will say this specific boat, airship that you're on, the drinks that seem to be flowing across is this sort of reddish looking wine. But when served, you do realize that there is a distinct fog that flies off of it.
Yeah, I think last
Oh,
session that was discussed,
like-
and Ronnie avoided drinking it. He chose the squid milk instead because he didn't like the fog that's in this place.
Yeah.
In other words, you light something, this whole airship goes boom.
Yeah. I think that, Ronnie has it in the corner of his mouth mainly out of like wishful thinking, like, dude, I really want to. He's starting to Jones for one of these things, but he's just kind of trying to daydream about it instead. What's on your mind, Arthur?
Just to smoke on board.
Well, I want to simply. What was I thinking? What was I about to say again? All right, Bjorn. I am not gonna be able to introduce Bjorn to you at this point.
Would you guys
Oh, I've.
know each other?
I don't think
no.
so.
We're both part of the Coral Horns. He's trying to explain the Coral Horns. However, Bjorn's getting really sidetracked.
Ronnie will take that opportunity to kind of like raise a hand, and you would see that he has a ring with the Court of Horns insignia on it. I think
At this
that
point, Bjorn will be to sit at the table with his very delighted smile of having a cask.
Hey, you're outside right now.
Oh, what the fuck?
You missed out.
Ang is here. If Ang
Well-
wants to do something.
Well, Ang just came up So our people in the team, and we're like still holding the meat we've just cooked together with the skeleton cook downside. So we're like, what's going on?
Oh yeah, you're cooking. You know what? You're not
keep
here right now.
like
You're not here either. Actually, you could come back every once in a while though. But you are around.
Aren't they upside?
No, you're inside probably cooking because that's the first thing we did. We I sort of baited you guys to travel. But yeah, Bjorn, Ronnie. I mean, sorry, Arthur, Ronnie. Continue.
So should we go outside and tell Bjorn what on second thought another matter came up?
You were just shown the symbol of the Court of Horns, Arthur.
Yeah, Ronnie kind of lifts the hand up, and it, like you see, like on one of Ronnie's fingers, on his right hand, he has this insignia ring, and the symbol of the Court of Horns is on it. And Ronnie will kind of smile brightly and go, "I think me and you are affiliated with the same type of people."
It's nice to meet a fellow person of our
Like-minded.
I'm a fellow.
like-minded individuals. So I'll tell you what you're getting yourself into.
I'd appreciate a briefing if you have one for me. And I can kind of let you know why I'm here too.
Is your part on killing a G-O-D?
I'm sorry, what?
He then starts spelling
G-O-D.
Viero.
God. Not a cod.
Leave it to Arthur. I spell the word God entirely wrong.
Or did they? It is a fish individual or a water individual. It's at least a cod.
I'm not really any of the religious sort, Arthur. But I will tell you that I was sent here by individuals that we might be both affiliated with. And I'm on a mission to search for a few people. It's kind of a contract, if you will. I'm more or less a freelancer that got sent. And one of the individuals I'm looking for is Billy, the person I asked you about, among a couple others. And once I do that, then my end of the contract will be complete, and I could go about my own personal business, which is unrelated. So, for now,
My bad. Every Court of Horns members is free to do whatever the hell they want. If there's a specific bounty they want, then they could hold that warrant, bring it to the person after they did the job, give proof. But generally, it's it's a get out of jail card. I could do what I want, but if I start doing bad, expect everyone else in it to come after me, kind of deal.
I think Ronnie's more or less implying about his personal contact.
Yeah, I just want to make
Without
sure
saying
that you knew that all Court of Horns members they could do whatever they want anytime. There is no like base of operations. There's no one to talk to. In fact, if there's someone that you're talking to, giving you jobs, claiming to be Court of Horns, that might be suspicious. In fact.
Okay.
Well, in any case, there is an individual that I'm also under contract to kill a particular individual, name of, and then starts going forward
you
with
say
a whisper.
Why are you whispering it? No one else is whispering. No one else has whispered Fiero.
You're just playing. Yeah. we are sent to kill entity that spells Viero.
So the F.
Yes, well,
DM, does Ronnie know exactly who this person is he's talking about?
Yeah, Fierro, yeah. You've heard a lot about him. When you traveled over here first from Aeon, there were people talking to you about like the sea god that rules the planet. It's confusing because you thought Adasaur ruled the planet. But no, you get the you get the sense that it was both. While Adasaur has been known to taken over as Ayala. Sorry, Ayala, this planet, what it once was called. Port is what it was renamed to. But Port itself was always known as the no-fly zone. The entire 300 system alliance, that means there's about 300 star systems in the entire um, association of the alliance that are at least being interviewed to join or are already being aided and aid the alliance in whatever aspect they have decided. Port was again always known as the place not to go. And again, you noticed the moment once you had to land on a space station right outside of the gravity well that draws anything near it inside of the planet. For the moment, you are in the planet itself, inside of its ozone. All flying vessels seem to be almost limp, unable to actually access the Aurelions, if I'm saying that correctly, or utilizes lift or turbo to shoot past with speed. It seems that maybe some vessels have had luck to go inside via braking. It's the entry point with just speed and probably landing in a position whenever it was vital during war. But ever since Adasaur tried to claim the planet Ayala, and Ayala decided to recede back into its own, the one request she did to Fierro was to take the skies, take the waters, take the earth. Do not let Adasaur in. And he did, by making the waters almost nearly untraversable by ships. It will destroy any type of water vessel that would attempt it. Airships are a little more lucky, as it won't scatter them across. It'll just cause them to move at literally a couple feet a minute, if even that. So yeah, it is different. And I totally forgot the original question because I went on the rant.
Yeah, Ronnie was just wondering about Fierro himself and how much he knew about Fierro.
Yeah, he's also the water dragon that is flying around destroying ships. Yeah, that's what I want to get to.
So
I want to get to the water dragon, and I did the whole Ayala spiel. Fine.
But Fierro is more or less a god type of deity here.
Yeah,
that
like it's
controls.
so bad.
Yeah, we're hunting a god.
It's so
We're
bad.
hunting a literal god.
It's so bad to have airships fly around for too long because it will like hunt them down. Effectively, they don't land quick. If they do like long trips across oceans, but you realize that as you kind of landed on the space station, there was a bit of an elevator that had to shoot you down, kind of like a air drop, sort of, and a airlift to get back and forth to the flying vessels to cut back on the loss of life. That's port life.
That's
so getting back up in
Port life for you.
So getting up and down off the planet, you have to go by this sort of makeshift elevator to get up
If
to
you
where you can
had,
take off of it.
yeah, there's no ship that would be able to get out effectively, other than very specific Galliolite ones. You've noticed, these things tend to be massive, but and very rare. So other than that, not much is breaching the planet itself. Most of, and again, when you entered this planet, it looked disgusting. It was just like a whole bunch of satellites around it. You thought it was garbage at one point, but then when you started seeing like specific shapes of all these ships docking and parking and queuing up and what have you, there's like little mini satellites that are moon-sized, where there's vendors selling, I'll tell you right now, turtle chicken, and that's like the most popular thing for the, I guess, pirates consume it
Just there.
most,
Turtle
and
chicken.
generation ships are very they like it a lot, but they also it's because they bring it from the other planets. That's why.
Oh, you know,
Did
turtle
you
chicken.
just
You
say
can't
a
get
Turtle
enough of
turtle
it.
chicken, yeah, is like the best.
Oh yeah, it's sweet, tender,
Hmm.
delicious.
What the fuck? I eat
Affordable.
turtles and chickens.
Yeah. If you get a bucket, you could ask for shell on the side, and they will give it to you.
Um, looking around, everybody, like, is everybody on the ship? Are they sporting symbols of Atasaur? Is this like an Atasaur vessel? Because for them to
This
be wanting to kill Fiero, in the back of Ronnie's mind, it makes him kind of wonder, like, who
Oh,
this ship is actually affiliated with
yeah, no, that's my
outside of the
bad.
Court of Horns.
Hold on. So no, there's like a big thing that, like, if you are able to slay Fiero, you'd probably like release the curse of this world. Although there are many people that have like gone over with like a vessel and like tried to nuke this Fiero dragon thing, but when it is destroyed, it just comes back. So there's like a bunch of
Oh,
tales of like daredevils and people that try to earn like the biggest warrant in the effective cosmos. If you were to free the underworld, you get 1,000,000 gold.
wow.
That's a warrant that Atasaur has set up, and still technically is functional.
But this Atasaur dude, he's at least by Ronnie's perspective, he's not a very good dude. This guy's more or less a conqueror,
Well,
right?
Atasaur is gone, and people are basically just like they picked up the pieces from his uh, empire. Effectively,
Gotcha.
if in fact pretty easily, because it was a rebel situation, and then other people will put in power. Some of the people that were part of the rebellion were put at the head of that as well, just to like kind of ensure that there's no the wrong person isn't in the proper positions. And then one of ironically Atasaur's children, Lito Urdum, as he sets up the entire like system for all the the entire system for all the systems, all the 300 systems, to vote in effectively who is in charge of the alliance and port, because if you hold on to port, you have the alliance. Not that you can specifically control each other planet, but you can help decide or direct, and you effectively do have the ear of all these other people. And they gave it to Lito Urdum. To his surprise, he was already leaving to his sister's abode, which is in Aeon, and they had to call him back. So there was like a good bit of like 6 month period where like there was nobody in charge of port, but in name there were like a couple people, and Atasaur is just no longer involved in this because he was either slain or disrupted, destroyed. It's not clear the circumstance, but you know that one of the Symphony members, Rain, um, number 10, Rain of Frost was there, and a mage called Wiser were involved. This happened all in Ririsu's planet.
And how long ago did this take place? Because Ronnie,
12 years
he's
ago.
20 years old, so 12 years ago. So this would have happened all when he was like a kid.
Yeah, like you saw the near 100+ legends get destroyed literally in basically cable access television. It was a televised event, Adasaur showing up and killing people, and this was more like, hey, we need help from this thing, and the president's missing. And all Adasaur wanted to talk to was the president. He's like, give me the president. I keep them, and this planet is fine. The rest of this system is fine. And the president basically disappeared, abandoned the planet effectively.
Gotcha.
People thought they were dead. More, you could make up whatever idea your people came up with.
Yeah, and Ronnie, he's just this, he would have grew up in the spiral systems, so he's more or less kind of a somebody who would have probably been on like the outskirts of all this anyway, but he probably saw everything on the news or heard it through the grapevine through other outside sources. But yeah, he'll look over at
Go ahead.
He'll look over at Arthur and just say, but yeah, I think that if we're wanting to pursue Fierro, if you think we can do it and get all that gold, count me in. I'll help you and yours out.
I'm glad we could come to an agreement there.
Right, you can depend on me.
In any case, and he says, well, getting back up. I think I must find Bjorn. He says, well, walking upstairs.
As Ang comes in with the prepared meat.
Oh, hey, Ang. That smells good. Doesn't have any glowy, misty stuff on it, does it?
So, Inch kind of looks at Ronny and raises one of their eyebrows. And it's like telling, not exactly out loud, but I was whispering, so you're still here. And turns to the other two and kind of shows one of theirs. Shows some pieces of meat and they're like, we want to try some. It doesn't seem poisoned.
Try anything once?
Do you want to try some of the meat? We look at the Arthur coming down with Ronny.
Yeah, he's right there. You interrupt him going upstairs.
Okay. So they're like, you want some? It's not poisoned.
Is Arthur there, or?
Yeah, you're right there.
Oh, then he goes ahead and says, well, I guess go try new things, he says as he grabs a piece.
It's a bit spicy.
What kind of meal did I say this was? You remember? This wasn't turtle chicken.
I thought it was the dragon meat.
This was dragon
meat.
It
was dragon meat.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I have to update something. Wow. So yeah.
Dragon meat on the tail.
Dragon tail, in fact. Like oxtail.
Something
It is it is garnished with scales, you can tell. So it has a bit of a crunchy side to it. You put in work, man. I remember the roll. But how many servings did I give you? About 8, I think.
Yeah.
It's a big
Yeah,
piece
you were in.
at minimum. The cook took a piece themselves, by the way. They were not subtle. Uh, not from your count, by the way. But Ronnie, Arthur, do you guys eat from this?
Yep.
Yeah, Ronnie will take a small portion. I think he'll kind of use one of his daggers to kind of like shave some of the scales off, but more or
No, there's no
less
scales.
he'll
It's just a bit of garnish. It's like powdered.
gotcha. Yeah, no, he'll indulge in it. He'll try it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you eat the meal to completion, you gain 3 HP.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah,
Uh,
Bjorn, you would
Inch
be
kind of
probably.
looks at
Go ahead. I mean,
Ronnie with a face that doesn't really say anything, but you can read on their face something like around the line of, I don't remember you inviting you to eat.
but
Oh, okay.
Arthur says, mouthful. Arthur says, mouthful. Oh, don't worry, he's good. He's one of our, he knows our mutual friends in the courts. He says, well, munching more.
And might I say, my lady, you're a fine chef. As he kind of like takes a bit of the meat, and kind of skewers it on one of the ends of his dagger, and just kind of like, happily starts chewing on this stuff.
And she kind of turns to Arthur and is like, we really trust this guy? Kinda seems fishy.
Oh, don't worry. Show him the ring. Show her the ring. Ron.
Eh,
Suppose so. For now. And for now, and kinda turns towards Bjorn, but still keeping an eye in one corner on Ronnie.
Has Bjorn finally
Ronnie's
made
just-
it down to where they're at?
you would be coming up right about now as the food is being eaten and they're having this bit of a conversation. Ronnie realizing as he's probably showing off the Court of Horns ring maybe too much, as this armor Ange is wearing is effectively the original Court of Horns symbol, not the adapted new one. But
Same with Bjorn's bag.
yours is very hard to spot unless you kill something, though. So there's that.
No. You're Ronnie.
Did he just take the meat with the dagger holding the hand with the ring?
Suspicious we all are. But Bjorn will make it.
Is she holding like a tray of meat?
It'd probably just be on the table by this point.
Oh. Bjorn's gonna kind of, seeing his friends gathered, and this new person that's showing off a ring, which he hasn't looked at yet. He's gonna kind of come up behind Aang, place a rather large hand on her shoulder, and go, "Ah, food." He's gonna look at her and go, "You want some wine?" As he's already pouring a glass from the cask and hands it to her.
Give it here. Give it here.
And Bjorn will hand her the glass of wine. He's not separating with that cask. That is his. And he leans over and grabs one of the pieces of meat with his hand. Kind of looks at Arthur and goes, "Good to see you again, fuckhead." And takes a bite of the meat, not even caring if there's scales or eggs on it. He doesn't care.
Arthur says,
He's just
while
gonna
in a
do it.
frustrated tone, "You walked off." Or cast.
No, you had drinks, Arthur, but Bjorn was cut off earlier.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. I was cut off because I was drinking cask after cask. Bjorn kind of looks at Arthur and goes, like, you know that like protective kid over like his food? And as he mentions the cask, he's gonna kind of like turn the cask into his body and turn his shoulder toward Arthur, like, this is mine. It's your own.
Fine, but you and I need to talk about something.
And as Ronny kind of grabbed the meat with the dagger that was holding held by the hand that had a ring on it, and she raises the eyebrow once more, and their depth staring in Ronnie's eyes. Like a look that doesn't exactly say anything, but it's like, I keep my eyes
It's
on
that stare
you.
of like I'm watching you. Is that kind of like what you're getting?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of,
Ronnie's cool as a cucumber. He's eaten. You know, he's got his dagger in hand, just kind of skewering chunks of dragon meat, and he's got this kind of like smiling, unfazed poker face going on. Just kind of returning the gaze.
now Ange's gaze is a bit too focused on the ring and almost seeming like they're almost squinting at it.
Has Bjorn realized that the ring has the symbol of coat of horns on it yet?
If they're showing it off, yes.
Ronnie just has his hand on the table, just so the ring is in sight and visible, and you'd see it on his right hand as he's using his left hand, kind of spinning the dagger, stab, there's a meat, he takes a bite, and he's just kind of repeats the process all while kind of maintaining eye contact with Ange.